Crunchtime with Crispy.
What is up? We have an awesome episode with good friends over at Protocol80. We got Josh and Justin. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
thanks.
I'm super excited to chat with you guys about a variety of things, especially the solution that you've built for the 10K pitch, how we can see you at inbound, like all kinds of fun stuff like that. So to begin with, out of everyone that I've worked with in the HubSpot partner ecosystem, you guys have the most interesting name. And so I want to know about like what it means and the backstory behind it.
All right. So Protocol80 has been around since 2002. So, you know, in the agency and digital space, it's been a while. At the time, there was basically one port that internet traffic went over, port 80. Port 80 sounds nautical, and we do nothing with ships. We could help a shipbuilder maybe, but we do nothing directly with ships. So Donnie and the other partner at the time found a URL that was available, which, you know, squatters on domains back in the day, that was challenging, and that's how it came about.
That's very cool. Yeah, I can relate to the squatters piece. I had to when I was a solutions partner, I had to buy my domain off of some guy, and it was a very painful process. But
oh gosh, it's wild how much they ask for some of these domains.
Yeah, I went and did some just research on my own, because now everyone's buying like their core domain, and then whatever that domain is .ai, and the amount of companies that have not purchased that .ai domain yet is shocking. So if you want to get a little side hustle and hold some domains for ransom in the future and be a troll, just go do that. Buy a bunch of .ai domains. Yeah, cool. You target a very specific industries, I should say. How did you come to that decision? Like, is there a background? Is there previous experience there in these industries? And I also have other questions related to like the digital transformation of that industry, because I think it's hard, because I used to dabble in like the industrial manufacturing sector quite a bit. So to begin with, what made you decide on focusing on that niche, and how did you target that?
So that actually came about way back in 2002 as well. So Donnie and again the other partner at the time were still in college, and we're in Bradford, PA. So in Bradford we have Zippo lighters. I don't know if you're familiar with Zippo.
Yep.
So back then, Donnie and Jeremy had the chance to do a project to build their first e-commerce store. So Zippo Case's e-commerce store. So, you know, being a small town, that's a good client to have, but just also even outside of the area, you know, having that experience in the manufacturing space was helpful. And where we're located, there's a slew of manufacturing. Most of our clients aren't around here anymore, but it gave us the background and the knowledge of working in the industrial and manufacturing space. So that's kind of the background of how we got into it. Justin's background's a little bit different than the agencies, but he came from one of our clients.
Yeah. I was part of a manufacturing company for 7.5 years doing sales for them, and P80 helped us with, you know, setting up our HubSpot and doing our marketing and all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, that led to me being like, these guys are pretty cool. Let's go join their team. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I remember when I was a partner, I worked with some industrial manufacturers, and I found that the nature of the industry tends to lag 5 to 7 years behind in terms of technology usage and stuff like that, which means that, and this was 2 or 3 years ago when I was a partner, means that they use ERPs to manage like inventory and other like mechanical elements of their business, in the sense of stock transactions, you know, stuff like that. So CRMs don't really exist in their universe yet. And so do you guys find that that's still the case with this industry?
So slow and so far behind. I can't say it's everyone, because there are some now more progressive manufacturing companies out there, but you're right. Like ERPs, they'll invest in those all day and use them, even if they're awful. So like now we're stuck to it. We're going to use it forever.
Yeah.
And many ERPs try to say they have a CRM component to it, and then try to use that, and they're like, oh no, that's garbage. So we're just going to go back to using spreadsheets, and that's going to be our CRM. HubSpot is helpful and typically much more intuitive than whatever is bolted onto their ERP. So it's been awesome for us.
Yeah, there's the fucked up process of the week, not using a CRM, using Excel sheets.
That's gosh,
right there.
So many Excel sheets.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably the thing that you battle against the most. It's not so much you're competing against the Salesforce implementers of the world or anything like that. It's just status quo.
Exactly.
Yeah. So do you find that, I think a lot of this industry is resistant to technology. They don't want to change things like that. Do you find that it's mainly platform change is uncomfortable for them, or is there certain things tied to process change or just transformation in their business in other areas as well?
Let me let Justin answer that one first, coming from a manufacturer. Maybe he has some insights, and he also worked with other manufacturers too in that role. So I'll let him answer that first.
Yeah, a lot of it does seem to be kind of like process and procedure changes. You've got, I won't put them in an age bracket, but older salespeople that have been doing things for a long time a certain way. And it's just like, well, I take all my notes on a sticky note and then I put it on that other guy's desk and then the order gets placed, and they don't see a problem with that. Like they don't think they need traceability until we show them what traceability looks like in HubSpot and things like that. And they're like, oh, that's actually really nice. So it's not necessarily that they don't want to, it's just they're not aware that how much of a difference the change could make. And then from there, it's normally not too terrible. There are definitely cases where it's a little more dragging them along, but typically, yeah, it's process first because they've just been doing it for a certain way for a long time.
Yeah, makes sense. What are your thoughts, Josh?
Yeah, I agree. And then I think the other element is getting them to stick to change, because you may even have these reps that are like, yeah, I'll change, but they end up going back to the old ways because nobody's enforcing it, nobody's monitoring it. So as long as there's someone there and there's something there that's like, all right, this is our process, this is what we're doing for whatever the process is, and here are the tools we're using it, how we do it. That's the other challenge, because someone will say they're going to change and they might do it for a month, but it's the challenges after that month.
Yeah.
The driving of adoption is the eternal struggle, especially in companies like that. Yeah. One of the things that if I had to guess, is something that's difficult is communicating what your solution or vision is to your end users, if it's sales reps or whatever it is. Telling these guys that are, working with sticky notes, like you said, Justin, that, hey, you're going to use a CRM. Yeah. That's like a different language or different universe altogether. And so does that mean that your sales processes are very educational in the sense of showing them like new things that they've never seen before? And if so, do you showcase vision or do you showcase function more as part of your sales process?
I'm going to say that for me, I've been in the sales role for a long time now. And I've seen it change where like now I don't necessarily have to explain to people as much what a CRM is and the technology, they get it. Their bigger concern is usage and how easy is it for me to use and like what roadblocks is this going to cause me? So I would say from a sales process, yes, it's very educational. We're actually going through one right now where we're building out a demo with like actual or similar customer data and similar data structure and similar flow, just so those people on the other end can like sit there and visualize themselves and understand how they're using it and how they're storing their data, which takes a lot of time, but it's going to go a long way for them to be able to see something that they can picture themselves using day in and day out.
Interesting. Yeah. So the function drives the vision, and you want to be able to see it and have it be a tangible thing as part of that process. That definitely makes sense. So then do you find that there's commonalities in terms of pain points with this industry that you're selling into? So is it like, I can't report on things, I don't know what my sales team is doing, I don't know where revenue's coming from? Is that kind of the genesis of what you're hearing?
Yeah. Well, again, I'll let Justin answer, so I don't answer all of these first. But
yeah, it seems to be pretty. There's some standard answers that we hear when we ask, like, why are you looking at HubSpot? And one of them is like, we don't know what our guys are doing, like, especially for workforces that are more remote. It's just like, I don't know how many calls they're making. Like, they're saying they're making this many calls. Like, so it's visibility and reporting. We've got, clients that their end target is they need to see this much revenue. But I don't know where that revenue is coming from. So being able to track it that way. But then also just like from a pipeline tracking perspective, and just like knowing, where am I at with this customer that I'm talking to? Like I've been sending emails, but I'm having a look in Outlook, and then I've got like my Steno pad over here with notes from my phone call, and I had a Zoom meeting, and like nothing is in one place, and I'm super confused, and I'm lost in the shuffle of all of the information. So reps are just like, I'm overwhelmed. I've got too much stuff to do to just make the next step. So like it's just like a cluttered process that doesn't make sense, or that isn't defined at all. Just like, I don't know what a sales qualified lead is. What is that? And then like helping them define what that is. Or like, I've been talking to this person. Should I create a deal? What's a deal? And, just like doing education on that point of like, here's what a sustainable, usable sales process looks like. And then how do you do that? Is also one that we hear a lot.
And getting all reps to have those same definitions and those, the same processes is another very common challenge, if they have a process at all. As you mentioned, like doing things for so long, a lot of times the leadership at these organizations want to leave Jerry alone because Jerry's a high performer and he just, he refuses to use CRM, but they also don't want him to leave or retire because he's got all that knowledge and the customer relationships. So can't tell you how many times I've heard that.
To leave or to retire. That's hilarious. Man, that shows you the age bracket of the reps you're dealing with. That's awesome. Good for those guys, honestly. Kids, I found that these businesses can balloon up to $10 million plus just working pen and paper and having relationships with people and like in-person selling, which is crazy to fathom, especially in today's environment. Like even past pandemic as well is just insane. When you are, I guess, going in and providing this transformational experience, it sounds like you're defining the processes and establishing a language that's understood within these businesses as well. So like, here's what a deal means, stuff like that. Do you find that it's getting easier with tools like AI to help support that stuff? Or is it trickier as you introduce newer technology on top of HubSpot, which is revolutionary to them?
Yeah, I guess my answer, I guess I don't necessarily have a clear it's trickier or it's easier. I would say it's about the same.
I would agree. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Just one word answer. Sorry.
No,
it's not a good conversation.
No, yes or no questions. You have yes or no answers. I love it. Yeah, that's good. So let's talk about magic wand scenario. Let's say that you have $10 million and you're starting a manufacturing company today. What would be the perfect tech stack to go from day one infancy to $1 billion company in the manufacturing space?
Oh boy. Without this sounding like I don't know what the word is, but like obviously HubSpot is going to be part of that tech stack. And perfect world, you've got the whole enterprise customer platform, right? So that then your service, your sales, your marketing, everything is running on there. Process enforcement, we're super partners. We love the platform. And given that it's one of the challenges, perfect world, I'd add it to every user. Ask Elephant has been shockingly, like everyone that touches it is like, I love this tool.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have ever had a software that I've given to someone to use where everyone says about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So that would be part of my tech stack. Gosh, I can't say that that's, you'd have the ERP that would have to be part of your tech stack. So I don't know that I have like a perfect ERP other than one that is not on-prem with like 15 layers of security around it. Obviously security is important. Don't want to say not that, but something cloud-based with an API that's accessible would be part of my tech stack.
Would you have any collaboration tools in there, like a Slack or a Teams or a Notion or something like that?
Gosh, we're Google Chat people, and I do love Google Chat as far as internal communication. Teams would like not even be an option. Like,
I agree.
No chance. We used Slack for a bit, and maybe we were too early for it. Like at the time, I was like, I just don't really like Slack. I think it's confusing and it's disorganized. But now we've been using Slack again through our partners, through HubSpot, through Super, through some of these other ones. And I'm kind of starting to have a different level of admiration for Slack again. But I would have something.
Yeah, I think big tech, especially now in today's market, is shifting more towards making Slack a requirement within their product integration stages, because so many businesses use it to conduct their internal operations and things like that. So simply having the send to Slack feature is now more and more of a requirement in like the AI tools that are getting developed and stuff like that. I think there's a future state where it becomes inevitable in companies to use Slack. So Justin, as someone that comes from manufacturing, 7.5 years, like you said, what would the perfect tech stack to you be as someone who's been in the trenches?
I think all of those things, like we were in the company I was working for, for a long time, we were trying to do marketing out of HubSpot, but doing CRM out of our ERP. And it was just the most miserable couple of years we had, and then once we moved to HubSpot, it was just, we saw the light, So I'm fully convinced that everybody needs to be on it. Like, that's not me saying that as a sales guy. Like, that's me. It's just like a human to human. You need to be on HubSpot. And then, I am one of these people that Josh is talking about with Ask Elephant. Like, I've forgotten how to take notes for myself at this point. It is, night and day difference. But then also just like, and this is less of like a tech stack thing, but it's more of an education. It's teaching your reps how to prompt Ask Elephant would be like a very important like side step onto that. Because a lot of people just like ask ChatGPT or GPT inside of Ask Elephant, just like very broad general questions. And when you give it crappy prompts, you get crappy answers. So that would be like my little 2 cents on top of the tech stack. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Ask Elephant has been, I feel like I'm almost like an industrial company myself. I was revolutionized by Ask Elephant. Like it was a thrilling experience, which sounds super lame, but yeah, man, I use that thing probably as often as I use HubSpot, if not more. Like the amount of things that it does, even the things that I didn't even know were possible, like call scoring against a rubric and then sending that data into HubSpot. Simple stuff like that. It'll like literally quantifies the effectiveness of your sales team in early stage like deals. Like it's just insane. And so it's a good segue into what you guys have built for the 10K pitch. I don't know how much you want to share with everyone. I'll say that you guys have one of the most exciting solutions that I've seen. So what can you tell us about it?
Well, I guess divulging this now, I wouldn't think it would hurt our chances, right? No. Our chances are the same.
Yeah.
So working in industrial and manufacturing and construction, as you mentioned, there's still a ton of face-to-face, a ton. Whether it's factory tours, whether it's scoping, whether it's engineering meetings, like they're still happening. There's no clarity on what's happening at those meetings. People don't want to take notes. I mean, who wants to sit there? I mean, I guess some people want to take notes, but ideally, you're not sitting there with your face in your tablet or on a piece of paper taking notes. I've been asked so many times, can I just press a record button and have it like log this? So I took that into consideration. Then I took the other kind of complaints of like people not using the CRM, or other teams not having the transparency and like what needs to happen next, and said, all right, well, how can we tie these things together? So then you have Ask Elephant, where I can record the meeting, add my attendees, have it run its agents, and then do the things in HubSpot. So like, all right, are they looking to purchase capital equipment? Are they looking to purchase consumables? Or do they need something serviced? So the agents crawl this and then automatically populate notes and create records based on those conversations. But then the additional power lies on, all right, now the service person that's supporting out the other end, there's a Suprid card that is automatically created and given to them that's like, all right, they need these consumables. Here are the relevant ones that they should be purchasing based on the equipment that they have. Or there's a service issue. Well, here's how you diagnose that service issue for this particular machine. So now you have this person on the outside that's talking to someone, and the person on the inside that's like, all right, here's what we need to do. Here's all the information. You don't have to look for it. It's here. Now let's make it happen. So then the other one component that I'll add is process boards are super excited about those, because this is just even in a recent sales call. The person was like, well, we need to make sure that our team in San Francisco is doing things the same way as our team in Las Vegas, as our team in Ohio. So now you'll be able to say or see visually from data who is following the same processes across these teams and across these people. So offline, when have you ever been able to do that, right? Because you're not sitting in every one of those meetings. Yeah. Now we're going to get that context through structured meetings, through process boards, and we're super excited.
Yeah, when I saw what you guys are building, and you and I chatted on Slack about this, there's two things that really excite me about this. One is you're targeting one of the biggest pain points that I think this industry has, specifically with HubSpot. Not just like generally across the board, but with HubSpot, is turning offline activities into online tracked sources, and being able to use the data from that is crazy. And no one's ever thought about that before. Like there are threads in the HubSpot community dedicated to this exact problem. So you guys targeted a job to be done, a giant problem set with a solution that scales to billion-dollar companies like easily. So that's why I'm so excited about that. Number one. Number two is you are turning data into process, into behavior inside of HubSpot with this as well. Like you're feeding the data from the in-person meetings, using the processes in Suprid, quantifying the effectiveness of those processes, and letting that drive the behavior of your sales reps, service reps, and you're thinking full customer journey. Like that is a winning solution altogether. I mean, even if it's just winning in the sense of in your market, it's so applicable, and it helps so many different companies with what they're suffering from.
When I should bite my tongue when I say this, but it also deploys to Salesforce in the same way. And you know, how many Salesforce users do you have out there that are having the same challenges?
Yeah, it's I'll say, going back to the Ask Elephant piece we talked about of getting excited about a platform. When I saw process boards for the first time, because now we use process boards internally because we're our own like kind of beta test as a company. My first thing that I've been doing today's Thursday, for the past 4 days, the first thing I've been doing is running my process board and seeing all the deals in pipe that are violating the process. Like it's now, and I've been using the moniker like turn process into behavior. It's a literal thing. Like it's literally doing that for our own business right now, which is just crazy. And even with the Salesforce use case, it's even more applicable, you know, because what I find in my experience is most high volume sales teams of like 100 plus reps, typically you're using Salesforce as a CRM, which means you get 100 rogue cowboys out there doing whatever the hell they want to do.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm excited. So any like strategies you can share with us around like your pitching style? Like we got a good panel of judges that are going to be viewing this.
Oh gosh. I don't know. We'll wing it and see how it goes, I guess.
I love it. Yeah, come up with magic on the spot. It sounds like a strategy.
You know, I do quite a few speaking events, and I always want to have this, like, I'm going to have my presentation done 2 months in advance. I'm going to practice how many times, you know. Now here we are. We're going to FabTech, a manufacturing event in the week after Inbound. And my presentation is 0% done. And we're gone in a week at Inbound. So, you know, I figure the 10K pitch should probably go that same process.
Yeah. You speak from the heart, you know? It's
yeah.
It's going to be real. It's going to be authentic.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm very excited to watch what you guys are pitching. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything in terms of what you plan on presenting, but I'm very stoked. So speaking of Inbound, you know, it's right around the corner. We've got, I mean, what is it, 10 days or something? It's just crazy. Yeah, something like that. 11 days maybe. Pro tips as for someone who maybe has not attended Inbound before. What do you guys suggest? Like what should an end user, not a HubSpot partner, but someone who just uses HubSpot to run their business, do at Inbound?
This will be my, I don't even know, 13th Inbound or something like that. It's been a while. First one in San Fran though, so I don't know how that's going to go. It's been incredibly disruptive as far as travel goes. Boy,
yes,
it's tough to get from the East Coast to the West Coast and then back. The sessions are great. Obviously, attend sessions, but what I really get out of it is the conversations that happen outside of the sessions. Like, if I think back to all of my years, that's what I remember are those conversations with the other end users, with agencies, with HubSpotters. So that's my number one piece of advice.
I agree. Justin, have you been to Inbound before?
This will be my first one.
Woo!
So I'm hyped. I'm ready.
An interesting first one. The first one that's not at HQ, which is I met with the Inbound team yesterday, and they said that 12,000 people have confirmed that they're attending, which is bigger than last year in Boston, which would be very, very interesting. So where can we find you at Inbound? What can we expect from the P80 team there?
Well, we'll be at Partner Day on Tuesday all day, and then the VIP party that evening. Be hanging out, hopefully. And then we'll be at the conference all week. But then we're super excited for the block party. Admin Plus will be there. We have an exciting setup that we're eager to see how that comes together. But we'll be there 7 to 10.
7 to 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You'll be there, right?
I will absolutely be there. Yeah. The amount of people that we've had register for the event is pushing past 500. We think it's going to get to 1,000 by the first day of Inbound, which is awesome, and we're very excited. It's just a matter of we want to see everyone. We want to see all 12,000 people, you know, at Inbound. And so,
how many people does the event hold? The venue?
It's about 500.
All
but
right.
what we're expecting is people go in and out of the door. So we want to try and get all 1,000 people in there at some point in time. But yeah, we're very excited. It'll be fun.
The fire marshal's going to be at the door just watching that capacity.
I know. Yeah, we'll have to bribe him with something. I don't know.
Swag.
Yeah, exactly. We give him some Super and P80 swag as a bribe. Awesome. Well, appreciate the time on this, guys. It's really interesting to learn about what you guys are doing in your industry, how you're serving your ICP, your 10K pitch. We can watch it live. I'll include the link to watching your pitch with our awesome panel of judges here as a follow-up. And where can we find you? LinkedIn, other areas, other communities?
LinkedIn, HubSpot community, protocol80.com. The usual channels.
The usual channels. I love it. Cool. Well, thanks for the time, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Crunchtime with Chris.